It's Jessica DeMassa here at the GuideWell Insights Lounge at Singularity University's Exponential Medicine 2017. Welcome back to our live stream viewers who have been watching those main stage sessions this morning. It's good to have you back. Thanks again for participating on Twitter. We've been following along with all of your brilliant insights at our hashtag XMed. So thank you so much for contributing to the conversation there. We've been watching some of the attendees check out those Twitter feeds in the hallways on the monitors. And so it's good to see so much participation, and we really appreciate all of your insights. They are definitely helping to shape the conversation here. Right now I'm joined in the lounge by Ken Dychtwald, and Ken is the CEO and co-founder of a company called AgeWave. And he gave a brilliant presentation yesterday that people have been buzzing about here basically since last night and then into the morning as well. So Ken, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you.
Great to be with you.
Thanks so much. So Ken was speaking about the future of aging, and so I just want to jump right in here right now and have at it. So what's the state of play on the future of aging? Tell me a little bit about what you talked about last night.
Well, let's take a look at where we are now. Throughout 99% of human history, the average life expectation worldwide was under 18. So there have always been some 40 and 60 and 80-year-olds, but not very many. But beginning in the 20th century, we began to eliminate the diseases that used to take people down early. And so now it's likely that many of us will live 80, 90, or 100-year lives, and because of breakthroughs coming, it's a good chance that many of our kids will live to 150 or more. But the big question is, what kind of longevity are we going to be living? Because if you live 150 years, but you have dementia for 60 of them,
right,
or if you live 130 years, but you're suffering in a hospital bed for the last 30, that's nobody's dream of a good future.
No. So what do we need to do? What does the health system need to do to be able to accommodate us living longer lives, but living a good quality of a longer life?
There's probably three things that we're focusing on here at the Exponential Medicine Conference. First, we need to have a medical system that's competent. There's 120 medical schools in this country, only 13 departments of geriatrics, and 95% of all the docs and nurses who graduate this year won't have taken one elective in geriatric medicine. So I'm not saying that everybody needs to be a geriatrician, but largely docs, however well-intentioned, are winging it with older bodies, which may have more complicated conditions, multiple medications, and issues about how to be well.
Right.
Second, we really need to bring a whole area of artificial intelligence and exponential technologies to the world of fitness and rehab. Right now, people are told, eat a healthy diet. Like, what's that?
Right.
People are told, go exercise at the gym. Like, what exercise? Which one? For how long? I got some rehab a few years ago for some shoulder problems, and
right,
we're using beanbags and ice cubes. So the idea of taking maybe a NASA spacesuit and being able to model every one of our body to be able to transform us into superhumans through proper nutrition, proper nutrients, proper medications, proper sleep, and proper exercise, it's got to happen. And third, we need breakthroughs in science. The major looming problem of a long-lived world is Alzheimer's and related dementias, which affects 1 in 3 people over the age of 85.
Okay.
And if you're rich and if you're a high-powered Silicon Valley executive, you can't buy your way around it. So we need to have breakthroughs in the neurosciences that will put this disease down and allow us to live long lives with dignity and power and passion and capability and health.
How close are we, do you think, to moving towards those 3 objectives of yours? Are people even aware of this? I mean, I know on point number 1 where you're talking about, geriatrics and people and medical students not being educated on it, I'm very surprised about that. So where do you think we're at? Do we have a long road ahead of us, or is this something that we can scale and work to meet relatively quickly as the baby boomers continue to age?
First, there needs to be a complete rebranding. Maybe we don't even call geriatrics anymore. Maybe it's longevity medicine.
That is pretty sexy.
Why not? I mean, people think geriatrics,
no, I like
people.
that, longevity medicine.
And remember that the age 65 was chosen to be the marker of old age in the 1880s in Germany when Otto von Bismarck was creating Europe's first pension plan. So people who aren't old anymore at 65.
No.
The Rolling Stones are 74, Springsteen's still knocking it out at 67. We got a president who may be deranged, but he's 70. And so yesterday's markers of old age have got to be thrown out. But what we really need to do is to get out of our youth obsession. We've just come out of a couple of thousand years of an extreme focus on youth, jacked up during the post-World War II period after the baby boomers came along. But now what we've got to do is to start thinking about people's value at every stage of life. What can a person contribute when they're 60? How can we be beautiful and healthy and vital when we're 90? Do we all have to want to be young people forever? Or could we learn to respect the possibility of a long life and who we all might become?
And that's so fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective with us. It'll be interesting to see how this conversation unfolds, and it's particularly as we have said. Go ahead.
And you asked how close we are to breakthroughs. I think we're within about 15 years.
15
I think
years.
in a meeting like this, you're beginning to hear the tidbits of breakthroughs in terms of brain science, in terms of stem cells, in terms of artificial intelligence. So I'm actually feeling pretty hopeful here that within a short period of time, we're going to start seeing this new era of medicine emerge.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for contributing to the conversation here, in particular, because like I said, the room was buzzing last night, and then that buzz has carried over into today. Thank you so much for joining us here.